Welcome to Five Bricks of Joy, where we meet brick creators from around the world and explore how bricks inspire creativity, connection, and mental wellness. Today, I'm joined by Greg Avola, founder of Bricked.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, where are you located? Maybe tell us a little bit about Brick real quick, and then
Sure.
how it started.
Yeah, so I'm located in central Connecticut here, right outside of Hartford, Connecticut. I've lived here for about 6 years. I grew up in Massachusetts and lived in New York for quite some time. So pretty much a Northeast kid across the board here from that end. Brick's a social media app for Lego fans. So it allows you to kind of create your own collection, add in your sets there, your minifigs, and kind of build up your collection digitally. But I think one of the most important parts is the community that we have on Brick. People can kind of share what they're currently building, their build progress, add build notes and video and photos of what's happening, and really kind of take Instagram to the next level when it comes to Lego. Obviously, you can post a photo there, but we give you information about bag by bag numbers. You can get information about sticker counts and stuff like that on the platform. So it's a great way to kind of take the social media sense of what makes social media great and apply it to Lego and the great community we have here. So it's a free app for iOS and Android, and also on the web at getbricked.com. No E at the end because I guess vowels aren't cool from that perspective there for that end.
That's awesome, Greg. I have the app. I use it. I love it. I've included all the sets and continue to every new month when new sets come out. Continue
Yeah,
that's always gets addicting and ready to go.
absolutely. There you go.
So, first question I got: what is your earliest memory of building with bricks, and what made that experience special to you?
Yeah, great question. So as a kid, I was very big into the pirate sets and a lot of I forget the name of the actual theme, but it was like the aqua theme. It was those yellow and blue kind of style, under the sea type of things, aquanauts or something along those lines with the name of the theme. And I just remember being able to have a good play version. Back when I was younger with Lego, it wasn't really about the display sets. Obviously, the adult sets were not available at that particular time. But I remember, building up these kind of amazing storytelling moments of navigating through these waters or in the pirate ship across the board. And to me, it was a great build plus play experience. So for me, Lego has always been about those moments. I have two young kids myself, of a 9 and a 5-year-old. So as I've gotten older, I've seen that play out a lot more with their initiative, being able to kind of build their own worlds with Lego. And while I've kind of navigated toward the more display sets and the less of the play set stuff. So I think it's kind of full circle now as the adult sets have gone full swing here at Lego. And then being able to see my kids play with the sets that I used to play with, or at least some versions of them, has been really cool to be able to see.
Well, that's awesome, Greg. As I mentioned, I have sets around the house, right? I have a 9 and 7-year-old. They're building with sets right now. They're having a great time. The wife builds. And then
Yeah.
I have sets. I'm literally putting them on top of the kitchen counters right now.
Yeah.
Literally running out of room where to put stuff. So I'm like, what's
I
next?
Yeah, I mean, this whole room that we're in right now is all filled to the brim with Legos. We got, cases all over the place and stuff like that. So I definitely understand what you're saying in terms of space and limiting space from that end, from that side.
How has building with bricks supported your own mental wellness, relaxation, or creativity?
Yeah, I think, when people ask like why Lego, I always give the same kind of analogy as like building a puzzle or building something else. It's just a three-dimensional puzzle. I mean, it gives you peace and tranquility when you're building a set. I think it allows you to kind of get distracted with all the crazy things that are happening in the world and kind of get inside and just sit down and relax. For me, it's a personal mental wellness aspect to be able to like build and reflect on what I'm doing and leave the world behind and go to the world of building bricks. But I also like to build with my kids as well. So being able to build them at the same time builds family moments together and leaves the distractions at the door. I'm actually a big believer in non-digital. It's funny, I have an app, it's all digital, but when building, I prefer the actual instruction manuals, the booklets. So like, I know you could get on the iPad and you can kind of do different types of techniques, but when I'm building with my kids, I want them to be a screen-free environment. So I really want us to kind of be involved with the build, understand what's happening. Of course, every now and then you get a printing problem where you can't really see exactly what you're building. You have to go to the digital side, but let's keep that out of the equation when building. I prefer having changing those pages, flipping those pages up from that end. So for me, it's a great tranquil moment to kind of, get my mind at ease, calm, and just kind of enjoying the moment of building, which is a unique thing to say as a older adult into Lego. Usually I think Lego is for kids and for play, but I think it has way more benefits from that from a positivity perspective, even for kids, but also for adults from the mental wellness perspective.
Yeah, I noticed you wear a smartwatch. Have you noticed
I
your
do.
heart? You noticed your heart rate lower since when you're building with
Yes.
bricks?
Yeah, absolutely. You're not worried about too many things across the board. I usually put on like an audiobook or something when I'm building sometimes. It's always great to be able to kind of just see the heart rate lower, just kind of calm and collected. I think sometimes people are like so excited to build, they want to build it so fast. For me, I take it nice and easy. I do a couple bags a night. I just got the new ET set in actually today, which is really exciting to build. And I'm a huge AT fan, and I know I want to blow through it, but I want to pace myself through it. A couple bags a night, kind of do it in there. And I think that really helps kind of elongate the process, enjoy that moment, and not get too wrapped up in. I think everything comes with moderation. You can enjoy Lego as you can see behind me. There's a lot of Lego sets from there, but I try to have them last over a long period of time because I think building is one of the greatest parts of the Lego experience. It's, I think, what makes it very unique. Obviously, displaying them and collecting them is fun, but I really enjoy that building experience, from the building techniques to kind of the interesting tidbits in the instruction manuals and what you're going to see when you turn that page. So for me, I try to ease my way out of it and kind of do it over time.
No, it's awesome. Listen, I'm the same way. I got into this many years ago. It helped me slow down from a mental wellness experience I had a couple years ago. Realized my heart rate was lowering, and I just listen. It's calm, as you mentioned, tranquility. I'll put the TV on, just have something in the background running, and I'll just build a couple bags. And by the end of the week, hey, the set's built, and I'm like, this is awesome. And
Exactly.
that joy for me comes to life.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. We're relying the same way.
Yeah. What inspired you to create Bricked, and what did you see in the brick building community?
Yeah, so I previously built another app called Untap, which is kind of the opposite of what Lego is. It's a beer-related app. So you kind of check in your beer, you share with friends, get recommendations. So for me, I'd always been into the communities. Communities are one of the most promising things for me. I love to build niche-based community, whether it was for beer or Lego. That's kind of my jam from that level. So I remember about maybe 3 years ago now, my mother-in-law bought me the Up House as a Lego set. And it was the first set I had seen as an adult, or at least the first set I kind of like got back into Lego after the dark ages. And I remember building it. I'm like, this is pretty cool. There's some interesting kind of tidbits here, some kind of Easter eggs within the actual house itself, and the balloons on the top, which are really cool how they built it out. And I'm like, I want to be able to share this experience with somebody else. I could take a picture of it and share on Instagram, or I could do something else. But I was thinking about how there should be some sort of a network or community where I can show friends and people what I'm building in real time, bag by bag. And I did some research, and obviously there are a lot of great community websites out there, like Brickable and Brickset, and even Bricklink from that perspective. But funny enough, they're all really focused on desktop or web experience. There wasn't anything on the mobile app or in a mobile form from that side. And building is, you're not going to have a computer next to you when you're building. It's like a phone. So I thought of ways to engage the community, to kind of get more responsiveness toward them, to talk about the sets they're building in, and get more ingrained in the process of building and sharing those experiences with others, and telling you how the set is. I think a lot of times too, like you look at your friends, hey, what do you think of that set? Oh, it's good. I built it like 2 months ago. I barely remember it. But if you're watching it on the app, you can see people build it in real time, whether they're on bag 5 or bag 10, their progress from the beginning and the end, and you feel like you're building along with them, and you're part of this community, and you're kind of engaging in a new light. So Brick was built from that passion of a community-driven, really supportive network of people that love to build Lego and share them. Even third-party products. We allow third parties on the app as well. So Pansy and other ones are also allowed to be on Bricked as well. We just want to create an environment where folks can be able to share what they're building, engage with others through discussions and comments around things, and generally be excited about this industry. Obviously, there are other communities like Reddit and stuff like that do similar things like this, but we wanted to really make it centralized to the greatness of what Lego comes together, and being able to support each other, have this, no harassment policy, just be really helpful to everyone and create this great environment where folks can be able to come together and enjoy the process of brick building. That's why we built it. I say we, it's actually just me. It's not a single person doing it from that level, but it always sounds bigger when you say we from that side, from that end.
How many users are you seeing monthly?
Well, monthly, we're about 1,000 users that use the app every single month. We're about 30,000 users across the board, which is pretty amazing to see. We launched in 2024 in February, so we're almost coming up on 2.5 years at this point. The first couple of 6 to 8 months were really slow. I didn't think that maybe this was the wrong app, or people weren't really attached to it, or they had other avenues. And then near the end of 2024, we kind of hit wind and a bunch of folks kind of talking about it on Instagram and stuff like that. And it's been a crazy ride ever since then. We were at Brick World this year in Chicago, which was awesome to be able to meet some folks face to face and do a little event up there. So it's just amazing to see this small little idea that I'm not even sure was going to be able to make it be where it is today with that many users using it on a regular basis. So it's very cool to see.
No, that's awesome. How have you seen Brick help builders connect, share their experience, and feel part of a larger community?
Yeah, I think it helped a lot when people share their building experiences across the board. So whenever they're building a particular bag, I've seen people say, hey, oh yeah, I had a trouble part on that particular bag. I wonder how you did it. And I saw your particular build steps and you kind of highlight pictures and videos. And I figured out how it was supposed to be. Or people add in discussion points, say, hey, I see the new Jaguar set that's coming on there. Anyone get it yet? I'd love to know how the building experience is going to be. So basically creating an environment where folks can talk about the different sets they want. They can point out things that maybe they're mistaken in an instruction manual. Any notes that they can be shared across the community is a great way to kind of give back and share. We also have a Brick Warden program, which allows some of our users to become moderators of the service. And what that means is they can actually edit data on the platform, like the number of bags in a set, if they have stickers or not, some metadata around their release dates that is not available through just regular Lego.com, metadata from that end. So it creates a better experience, and hopefully it drives more folks to kind of contribute to it to get better data to be part of this environment. We also have streaks on the app, so you can kind of get a streak for liking a post or making a post every single day. We have a couple members that every week they'll list off all the members that are hitting their particular streak milestones, like 100 days or 200 days or whatever. And it's pretty cool to see the kind of community response to those things where folks really get ingrained in kind of communicating and engaging with the community. So it's been great to see. I'm super excited. And, while I say I did create the service, I really built it for the community. So I view it as something that we all own and all want to make the best out of it from that end. So it's a great success story so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
That's awesome. What advice would you give someone who wants to use brick building to find more joy in their everyday life?
Yeah, I think, for what I would always say is life is fast. Things move really fast around you all the time. And I feel like sometimes you just get lost in that moment where you're just moving through the motions and you're not understanding, stopping and smelling the roses. And I feel like Lego building, or even brick building in general, allows you to kind of stop, slow down, and look at it in a different perspective. And I think it also gives you a lot of pride and joy. I built this. I went through the process. I remember telling my wife after I built that upset, I want to build something else. What should I build? And I remember looking through the Lego.com website and I said, oh, the Home Alone house. That's incredible. I really want that. I'm a huge Home Alone fan. Yeah. I don't know if I can do that. And Mom's like, of course you can. You're an old guy. You can build these things. I'm like, but your mind goes oh my God, that's pretty hard to be able to build. Can I actually do it? And I think through the process of brick building, of slowing things down, enjoying the moment of it, and the celebratory moment at the end when I built this, it's a pretty awesome feeling. I think those are the things that help drive happiness and joy that maybe you didn't expect from the very beginning. So there's a lot of things out there, a lot of technology, a lot of phones, a lot of distractions from that level, and there's nothing better in my mind than cracking open a new Lego set on a Friday night or something like that, and building with the kids or with the family or what have you. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
No, that's awesome. I got one question left.
Sure.
In one word, what does joy mean to you?
Oh, that's a good one. One word. That's hard. I would have to say excitement, honestly. Just to me, joy brings excitement to me. So when I get a new Lego set or I build something, I get excited. I get involved or enthralled in the conversation, and to me, that helps me drive a better me. And I think that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day, is that we're all trying to better ourselves. And I think Lego helps me do that through the sets we build, the community we talk about, the funny videos we post on Instagram. All that stuff brings it joy, which is excitement to me from that end.
That's awesome. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Maybe we can tell people again where to find the app, where to get it, so we can showcase it on the podcast.
Absolutely. You can find us at getbricked.com, which is simply just BRICKD.com. And it's a free app in the App Store. If you search Brick, we should show up for iOS and Android. And you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it's your fancy. We're all at GetBricked app on those platforms from there. And definitely appreciate you having me on, and excited to talk about this stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.